1 year ago, you did not speak any French.
Yeah, I feel really proud of being able to learn a language from nothing.
How did you come to organize your learning?
The French transformation course was really helpful and very structured. I was really happy with my first ever attempt with the TEF Canada, right? I think these were really good scores.
How does your current TF results help you with your immigration journey?
With the score I have in the TEF Canada so far, I've gotten 7 more points towards express entry.
What would you tell someone they're not sure they can make it in a year?
First of all, I would recommend them.
Today we're talking with Milind, one of our French students who not only passed the TF exam after only 1 year of learning French, but was able to reach incredible results. It's going to be an incredible talk for those of you who want to learn French for immigration purposes. Are you ready? C'est parti!
My name is Milind. I grew up in Dubai. I moved to Canada when I was 17, back in 2017, and moved to Vancouver about a year ago to work in material science. I started learning French about a year ago, and that's when I met you guys.
So we're going to dive into why you started to learn French. But before that, I'm curious, have you ever been to France or Quebec before?
I visited Paris when I was like a 1-year-old baby, but I've been to Montreal a few times. It's my favorite city in Canada. I tell everyone this. Yeah, I hope one day to move to Quebec. Every time I visited Montreal, I didn't speak a single word of French. And it always I felt bad, being in a francophone city. So I took it upon myself to learn French when the opportunity came up.
So 1 year ago, you did not speak any French. What motivated you to start this French learning journey?
I started French because I want to immigrate permanently to Canada. For immigration purposes, there is a class of express entry that prioritizes francophones. And you can also get 50 extra points for the express entry program if you have a minimum of an NCLC 7 in all 4 testing areas. Even if you don't have NCLC 7, if you have an NCLC 5, you qualify for a francophone mobility work permit through your employer. So that's why I took it upon myself to learn French and do the best I could, and hopefully, improve my chances of moving here permanently.
That's great. So you did a lot of research before you start learning French. And how did you come to organize your learning and everything that led to taking the exam and getting the results that you got?
Like you mentioned, a year ago, I didn't speak a single word of French. I immediately looked for French schools in Vancouver, and what better than learn French in Vancouver, right? But I read your Google reviews and they were excellent. I still remember my first class with Marion, and I just stuck with the program, and now here I am today.
Okay, so take us through each step of the way. I mean, 1 year is a long time, but it's also a very short time to reach the results that you got in French. Can you take us step by step, how you felt and the progress that you made through the different months leading to you taking the exam?
So definitely it felt very difficult at first, but the French transformation course was really helpful and very structured. So it gave you a clear path to a certain level of fluency to you progress linguistically. So I really like that, and following along at my own pace with the 6-month transformation was very helpful. When I started my actual TEF preparation courses, it was a big jump, right? Now you were more than just learning, the basics of a language, you're trying to master a language, right? So for this, I really had to spend a lot more of my free time immersing myself in French, right? So where I would read the news, instead of reading English news, I would read French news. I read La Presse, different Canadian journals are French. Radio Canada instead of CBC, maybe. So,
I wonder, so you were attending classes, the course first to learn the language, the French transformation course, and then the TF preparation course to really master the exam and get ready for the exam. Besides that, what were other tools you would recommend, or would you recommend people to have a routine around French? How did you manage to have that environment work for yourself?
No, for sure. I think different things work for different people, right? For me, I really enjoyed reading, so that's what I did. I read in French. And then I would practice using AI. I think AI is a very useful tool. ChatGPT is like fluent in French. I would use ChatGPT to give me like essay questions, and I would write essays for that. Now they even have like a virtual voice, right? So maybe you could even practice speaking with AI, which I think is very useful. But also I did one-on-one lessons with a teacher for speaking practice, which was fun. It didn't feel like a second job or something.
You enjoyed?
I enjoyed it. I think you should just do your hobbies, do what you normally do in life, but do it in French, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recommend that, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good. You took our recommendation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Do you remember the day you took the exam? Could you go through a little bit how you felt and how was your whole experience about taking the TEF exam?
So I took the exam in February. I remember it was Valentine's Day, actually. Yeah, I was super nervous. You know, I knew I had prepared as much as I could prepare, and I felt confident about some things, right? But yeah, when you enter that center and everyone around you speaking French, they're speaking French to you. You know, it's a little. It feels like you've made it. You know, like you've gotten to this point, right? So that gave me a bit of confidence, right? Yeah, and then I just sat down. I knew exactly what to expect, right? Because I was well prepared, and then I did my writing test. And writing, I was also again super prepared because of the way I prepared. But then came the listening and the reading tests. And
did you feel relieved after it was finished?
I definitely felt relieved, but I was a little anxious also to see my scores, right? But definitely when I walked out, it felt like a heavy weight off my shoulders.
So how did you feel once you received your incredible result?
Oh, I was super happy. Even though I didn't get the NCLC 7 I needed for the Express Entry category, I still was really happy with my first ever attempt with the TEF Canada, right? I think these were really good scores. And it still gave me some points towards Express Entry. So
you should definitely be proud. It's amazing for the first attempt you said for the exam to reach such great results after only 1 year of studying French. What changed for you? So now what's the path for you now that you got those results?
I do think that I would continue learning French, you know, if it looks like my pathways are sort of closing up. But already I feel so, I feel more Canadian, I think, because of knowing French. I follow along with French politics, and you know, especially with the recent election, listening to the debates in French and in English was really useful and yeah, interesting, I think, because politicians they tell you something else in French and then they tell you a different thing in English. So
it's good to be able to compare.
Yeah, it's good to have a holistic idea.
Mm-hmm. How does your current TF results help you with your immigration journey?
It helps a lot, actually. So my current work permit, I'm in Canada on a work permit, and it expires in December of this year. So being able to get this French mobility work permit was really helpful for me, because it essentially gives me another 2 years of working in Canada. Also, with the score I have in the TEF Canada so far, I've gotten 11 more points towards Express Entry. So that's what I mean. Even the smallest result you can get in TEF Canada is helpful for your Express Entry journey.
So what do you feel the most proud of during this French learning journey, and is there anything you would do differently if you could?
Definitely, I feel really proud of like being able to learn a language from nothing to at least, conversationally fluent, I want to say, with French, right? French has always been a language on my bucket list. So being at the point I am today is I'm super, super proud of that, and I consider it an achievement.
So what would you tell someone who don't know if they can do it? They want to learn French, they know it will help them with their immigration path journey, but they're not sure they can make it in a year. How would you respond to that since you've been through that same journey?
I would tell them it's definitely possible, especially with the right training, the right support, and the right attitude. I think it's very much so possible. First of all, I would recommend them to have like a learner's attitude. It's very difficult to just enroll in some classes or whatever and expect it to just come to you, right? You have to work towards it both in your own time and in class time. You really have to immerse yourself, in the language, in the culture, and then at the end of the process, you'll come out much more refined in that skill. And it doesn't seem like the French focus for immigration in Canada is going away anytime soon. So I think it's a great opportunity both to learn a useful life skill and also help yourself with your immigration journey. French, I think, is a beautiful language. I think learning French is not just a single benefit. It adds a lot to your life. It's the language of love, so yeah, I mean, I think there was a statistic of there are 1 billion francophones in the world. So if this makes it easier for you to connect with others in the world, then I think it's a beautiful thing.
I wanted to ask you, so 1 year ago you did not speak any French, and now you are a confident French speaker. Is there any word you still struggle with? Any word that you still found a little bit hard to pronounce?
There are many words, but the one that comes to mind is equerry, on equerry. It's a squirrel in English, but yeah, I think I struggle with that.
Don't worry about it, because French speaker, we really struggle with squirrel. So I understand. Écureuil is quite hard to pronounce.
Fair enough.
Would you be up for a little challenge now that you speak French, to show off a little bit? We have a little challenge for you about some of the most complicated words to pronounce in French.
Okay, first word I see is la famille, the family. Un œil, an eye. Des œufs, eggs. Un écureuil, a squirrel. J'aime voyager, I love traveling. Un bon vin blanc, a good white wine.
Yes. A very hard tongue twister. Amazing, you did amazing. That's good.
Oh, awesome.
Bravo.
Merci.
Bravo. All right.
We hope that Milind's journey inspired you to start your own. He showed that with the right support and mindset, learning French and reaching B2 level in only 1 year is possible. If you want to start learning French or already started your own French journey, we would love to help you reach the same results. You will find all the details of our French courses in the description below. And let us know in the comments if you already started your journey or if you're new to learning French. We'd love to connect. And who knows, maybe next year it will be your success story we'll be sharing. À bientôt!